I combined Garten of Banban monsters and then made whatever result I got. Alright, let's spin the wheel. And we got Jumbo Josh. And he's going to be combined with Banbalina. Okay, this will be interesting. I colored him white, added some pink around his mouth and eyes, and then I added Banbalina's horn things. I added this thing to the game and it was actually looking pretty good. Okay, I think I'm gonna call it Josh Balina. Josh Balina honestly looks like a terrible version of Banbalina, but don't tell her I said that. She looks kinda scary. I decided to spawn the real Banbalina and then I found out who would win. Okay, I didn't even see Banbalina die. What happened? It was expected though, because Josh Balina is just an upgraded version of Banbalina. Since Josh Balina is a warden, I decided to go find her in the deep dark. Okay, she looks pretty scary coming out of the ground, I'm not gonna lie. I spawned an army of Josh Balinas, and then I decided to make them all chase me. This went just as well as it normally does. Why do I keep doing this? I decided to give Josh Balina a 10 out of 10. She looks exactly how she should look. It's time for the next mob. Let's see who we get next. Okay, we got Evil Banban, and we're combining him with Stinger Flynn. I colored him orange, gave him one eye instead of two, and then I changed his arms and legs to tentacles. I added him to the game, and he was honestly looking pretty cursed, especially when he walks. The tentacles just move like feet. But honestly, he really does look like Banban Flynn. That's what I'm calling him. Banban Flynn kinda looks like he wants to give me a hug, so I decided to test if that's true. Okay, I think I read that wrong. I think he wants to eat me instead. I decided to spawn a baby Banban Flynn, and this is what he looks like. I like how his legs are just moving super speed whenever he walks. Since Stinger Flynn comes from the water, I decided to see if Banban Flynn could live in the water too. Nothing's happening to him so far. Maybe he actually can. Nope, never mind. This doesn't look like Banban Flynn anymore. Let's just get rid of this. I decided to give Banban Flynn a 10 out of 10. There was nothing wrong with him either. It's time for the next mob. Okay, next we have Nab, and let's see who he gets combined with. Cyan Fiddles. Okay, we can do that. All I did was color him cyan, give him new eyes, and change his mouth to make it more fiddlesy. Okay, there's definitely something wrong with his legs. I forgot to fix this. Okay, that looks a lot better. Well, I don't know if it's better. He looks really weird with the fiddles face. Like, look at this. This definitely isn't right. I decided to spawn an army of Nab Fiddleses, and then I got them all to chase me. This is honestly a lot scarier than regular Nabs. Like, why do their eyes even look like that? Since we now have two mobs that aren't overpowered, let's see who will win. Nab Fiddles or Banban Flynn. I'm thinking that Banban Flynn probably has this one. Okay, I was right, but it was honestly a pretty close fight. But honestly, Nab Fiddles is pretty cursed, so I'm just gonna do this. I decided to give Nab Fiddles a 5 out of 10. He kinda looks like a cereal mascot. It's time for the next mob. Okay, next we're doing Captain Fiddles, and we're combining him with Mini Josh. I made him green instead of blue, gave him new eyes, and then I added his sad Mini Josh face. I added him to the game, and he was looking exactly how he was supposed to. The only problem is he kinda just looks like a Fiddles crew member. He's kinda boring. I spawned a baby Captain Josh, and he actually looks a lot more like Mini Josh now, because he's small. He also does this weird thing where his whole body gets disconnected, but I'm not fixing that. It's fine. Since Captain Josh is made from a strider, I decided to ride him next. Okay, I'm kinda floating, but I've seen rideable mobs that look worse. This one isn't that bad. Also, is it just me, or does the baby kinda look like a piece of green toast with arms and legs? I decided to give Captain Josh a 7 out of 10. He looks good, but he's kinda boring. It's time for the next mob. Next up, we have Zolphius, and he is going to be combined with Nabnalina. Okay, this one should be interesting. I colored him black, gave him a mouth, and then I gave him some Nabnalina eyes. And finally, I put Nabnalina's bow on the top. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, this one looks really strange. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I also don't really know what to call it, so I'm gonna call it Zolfalina. There isn't much to do with Zolfalina, so I decided to go find her in the nether. She honestly doesn't look much better in the nether either. I know I said this when I made Zolphius originally, but she kinda looks like a giant ping pong paddle. Only this time she has an actual mouth and eyes. I decided to spawn a Josh Balina, and then I made her fight Zolfalina, but it wasn't really working, so I guess we'll call it a tie. Yeah, for some reason Josh Balina just can't attack. This is kinda funny, honestly. She's just running around angrily. I decided to give Zolfalina a 6 out of 10. She looks really weird, and there's nothing to do with her. It's time for the next mob. Next we have regular Banban, and we're combining him with Mr. Kebab Man. I don't really know how I'll do that. I colored Banban fully gray, made his arms and legs skinnier, and then I gave him some eyes like Mr. Kebab Man. Okay, his arms are still missing because this is an old version of Banban. I should probably fix that. I'm not gonna lie, this one actually looks really good. I was expecting it to look bad. I guess I could have just used Mr. Kebab Man's model though, because Mr. Kebab Man mimics Banban in the game. There is one thing that is weird about him though. His eyes make him look like a dolphin. Also, we have to name this guy. I'm gonna call him Mr. Banban Man. I decided to spawn a Banban Flynn, and then I made him fight Mr. Banban Man to see who is the better Banban combo. combination. Mr. Banban Man is a wither, so he should win this. Yeah, that was too easy for him, not gonna lie. Now let's see if he can beat Nab Nab Fiddles. Okay, that was also too easy, and the only other fight we can do is against Josh Belina, and I think we know how that will end up. I decided to give Mr. Banban Man a 9 out of 10. He honestly looked really good other than the dolphin eyes. It's time for the next mob. Okay, now we have Sheriff Toadster, and we are combining him with Queen Bouncelia. This one won't be that bad. I changed his color a little bit, gave him a crown, and then I added his wand. After that, I gave him a pouch, and then I added his tail. I added him to the game, and he wasn't actually looking that bad. It kinda just looks like a relative of Sheriff Toadster. I will say he still looks like the McDonald's villain though. That hasn't changed. Oh yeah, I forgot he walks like this. That's kinda weird. I think for this one, we will name him Sheriff Bouncelia, and since Queen Bouncelia is a queen, I guess that makes him the king. Since Sheriff Bouncelia is a frog, I decided to feed him some slimes. The slimes just kinda glide into him. That looks so weird. It actually kinda looks like it's going into the pouch. That's kinda cool actually. I decided to give Sheriff Bouncelia an 8 out of 10. He looks good, but there isn't much to do with him. It's time for the next mob. Okay, next we are doing Tartabird, and we got the Jester. This one might be a little weird. All I really did was color him green and purple, and then I made the face look a bit more like the Jester. Okay, this one actually looks kind of weird. I don't know why, but it looks a little bit like a 3-year-old's art project. But it's all that I could really do. I don't know how I could have made this one better. For this one, we have to call him Jester Bird. That's a pretty sick name. We can also spawn a baby Jester Bird, so let's do that. Alright, that's basically the same thing but smaller, which is probably a good thing. I decided to tame a Jester Bird, and after I tamed him, I decided to ride him. We saw this last time with a regular Tartabird, but he honestly looks perfect when you ride him. If Minecraft ever added ostriches, this is exactly what it would look like, other than the fact that he is green and purple. I decided to give Jester Bird a 7 out of 10. I just don't really like the way he looks, I don't know why. It's time for the next mob. Okay, next we have Tomataki and Kamataki, and we are combining them with Opilabird. Interesting. I didn't really know what to do with this one, but eventually I colored them Opilabird colors, and then I removed their heads and put Opilla's head in front instead. Yeah, this one looks really weird, but that's honestly what I was expecting. I didn't expect this to look good. I will say it looks pretty good for what it is though. I think I got the combination perfect. Also, we are naming him Tomopilla and Comopilla, even though there is only one head now. I decided to spawn a baby Tomopilla and Comopilla, and this is what it looked like. Pretty much the same as the big one. After that, I decided to tame one of these guys, and this is what he looks like sitting down. Why is his head doing that? It looks so weird. Since Tomopilla and Comopilla and Jester Bird are both birds, I decided to see who would win in a fight. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think Jester Bird fights back. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I forgot he wasn't gonna attack. I decided to give Tomopilla and Comopilla an 8 out of 10. It looks pretty cursed, but that's just how it's supposed to be. It's time for the next mob. Okay, our final combination is an Opilichick and Slow Celine. But let's spin to see which mob we'll use as a base. Okay, we're using Opilichick. I changed the color of him completely, gave him Slow Celine's eyes and mouth, and then I added her shell. This might be one of the most cursed combinations yet, I won't lie. The mouth underneath the beak also looks so weird. It's kind of like a reverse mustache. I decided to name this one Opilla Celine, and then I spawned a baby one. Okay, there are no baby parrots, never mind. Since Opilla Celine is a parrot, I am able to keep one of these as a pet, so I decided to tame her. Yo, why is she dancing? She's kind of going in. Oh yeah, I forgot she glitches out when she goes on my shoulder. What is this? I decided to give Opilla Celine a 9 out of 10. She was cursed, but I kind of liked her.